All right, so this is going to be a graphing exponentials problem. You can see that we have to identify a decent amount of stuff. So let's try and identify our transformations first. Our transformations are going to help us find our asymptote. And then after that, we'll get our y-intercept from our calculator. Right? So the first thing is that we need to be able to identify what kind of transformations we have. First off, that +4 at the end, that actually is going to be an up 4 transformation. And then that negative in front actually means that we're going to do some reflecting. Right? Now remember, when we reflect, we will be reflecting over the horizontal asymptote. Right? So the horizontal asymptote usually is going to be at y equals 0. But when we have that transformation that moves it up 4, that's where our horizontal asymptote moves to. And then that negative means that we will be reflecting over that horizontal asymptote at 4. Right? So now that we identified our horizontal asymptote, remember, it is always going to be an equation. Write the equation, it's y equals 4. I'll go ahead and draw that on my graph. So I'll draw my horizontal asymptote right there. Next piece of information that we're going to find is going to be our y-intercept. Right? So remember, you could just go to your calculator, plop that -2 to the x power plus 4, put that in your calculator, go to your table, you're going to find out that you're going to be at 0, 3, so plot that point. And then also, when you graph your picture on your calculator, you're going to see what it looks like, and that's what it looks like. All right. Now, once you have your picture all drawn and you have all this information, you will be able to identify your domain and your range. Now, your domain for your exponential functions is going to be -infinity to +infinity, always. Right? Now, your range is what's going to adjust. Your range will be limited because we have these horizontal asymptotes. All right, now you have to identify, well, what is going to be the lowest y value and what's going to be the highest y value. Our lowest y value is going down all the time, so it's going to be from -infinity to our highest y value, which is going to be +4. So that's how you graph our exponential equations.